Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because today I'm going to take you on a journey that might just change the way you see the world, your life, and maybe even yourself. Let's talk about something bold, something countercultural, something that flips the script on everything society tells us we need to be happy. I'm here to make a case, a fiery, unapologetic case, for why staying single is not just okay, not just fine, but the best thing you can do for yourself. And I'm grounding this in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that's been lighting the way for centuries with its razor-sharp focus on what truly matters. So, grab a seat, open your mind, and let's dive into why embracing the single life through a Stoic lens is your ticket to freedom, purpose, and unshakable inner peace. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, "Oh, here comes another lecture on why relationships are bad," hold on. This isn't about bashing love or connection. This is about celebrating the power of standing tall on your own, mastering your mind, and living life on your terms. Society screams at us that we need a partner to be complete, that we're somehow less than if we're not coupled up. But Stoicism, it laughs in the face of that noise. It says you are enough, you always have been. So let's unpack this piece by piece, and I'll show you why staying single aligns perfectly with Stoic principles, and why it might just be the most liberating choice you'll ever make. The Stoic foundation, you are enough. Let's start with the heart of Stoicism, which is all about focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. The Stoics, think Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, taught us that true happiness comes from within. Not from a partner, not from external validation, but from cultivating a mind that's disciplined, resilient, and free. When you're single, you get to lean into this truth in a way that's raw and real. You're not distracted by the emotional roller coaster of a relationship. You're not tying your worth to someone else's approval. You're standing in your own power, and that, my friends, is Stoicism in action. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." When you're single, you get to practice this every single day. You learn to rely on yourself for emotional stability. You don't need someone to complete you because you're already whole. Society might tell you that you need a soulmate to feel fulfilled, but Stoicism says your soul is already yours. Master it. That's the kind of mindset that makes staying single not just a choice, but a superpower. Freedom to focus on what matters. Let's talk about freedom. Oh, sweet, glorious freedom. When you're single, you have something most people in relationships can only dream of: time and energy to pour into you. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize what's essential: our character, our virtues, our purpose. Relationships, while beautiful in their own way, can sometimes pull us away from that focus. They demand compromise, emotional bandwidth, and energy that could be spent building the life you're meant to live. Imagine this: you wake up in the morning and your day is yours. Want to spend an hour meditating like a Stoic sage? Go for it. Want to dive into a passion project, learn a new skill, or travel to a new city on a whim? Nothing's holding you back. When you're single, you're the architect of your own life. You get to design your days around your values, not someone else's schedule or expectations. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Staying single means you're not wasting time navigating someone else's needs or drama. You're investing in yourself. And let's be real, relationships can be a whirlwind. They're full of highs and lows, compromises and conflicts. When you're single, you sidestep that chaos. You get to channel your energy into becoming the best version of yourself, whether that's through fitness, learning, or chasing your dreams. Stoicism is all about living with intention, and staying single gives you the freedom to do just that. Mastering your emotions, here's where Stoicism really shines: emotional resilience. The Stoics were obsessed with mastering their emotions, not because they wanted to be robots, but because they knew that an uncontrolled mind is a fragile one. When you're single, you get a front row seat to this practice. You learn to sit with yourself, to face your thoughts, your fears, your insecurities, without leaning on someone else to fix them. In a relationship, it's easy to fall into the trap of outsourcing your happiness. You might rely on your partner to cheer you up, validate you, or make you feel secure. But Stoicism says, nope, that's your job. Epictetus put it best, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. When you're single, you learn to be your own emotional anchor. You face life's storms head on, and you come out stronger because of it. Think about it. When you're single, you don't have to navigate someone else's mood swings or deal with the fallout of a fight. You get to practice stoic indifference, caring deeply about what's in your control, your thoughts, your actions, and letting go of what's not other people's opinions, society's expectations. That kind of emotional independence is gold. It's the kind of strength that carries you through life, whether you're single forever or just for now. Avoiding the trap of external validation, let's get real for a second. Society is obsessed with coupling up. Everywhere you look, movies, social media, even your nosy aunt at family gatherings, people are pushing the idea that you're not complete without a partner. But Stoicism, it cuts through that nonsense like a hot knife through butter. The Stoics didn't care about what everyone else thought. They cared about living in alignment with reason and virtue. When you're single, you get to break free from the trap of external validation. You don't need someone to tell you you're worthy, attractive, or successful. You define your worth. You set your standards. You decide what makes you happy. This is Stoicism at its core, living according to your own principles, not society's script. And let me tell you, there's something incredibly empowering about saying, I don't need a relationship to feel whole. I'm already there. This isn't about being selfish or closing yourself off to love. It's about recognizing that you don't need someone else to live a good life. You're not chasing approval or trying to fill a void. You're building a life that's rich and meaningful, all on your own. And if love comes along one day, great, you'll bring a stronger, more grounded version of yourself to the table. The joy of solitude now. Let's talk about something people don't celebrate enough: solitude. In a world that's always connected, always buzzing, solitude is like a secret weapon. The Stoics knew this. They cherished moments of quiet reflection because that's where you meet yourself. That's where you wrestle with your thoughts, clarify your purpose, and grow. When you're single, you get to embrace solitude in a way that's transformative. You're not lonely, you're alone, and there's a big difference. Loneliness is wanting someone else to fill your time. Being alone is choosing to spend that time with yourself. It's reading a book that lights your soul on fire. It's journaling your thoughts and discovering what you really believe. It's taking a walk and noticing the world around you. Solitude, my friends, is where you find clarity, and clarity is where you find peace. Seneca said, all of our problems stem from our inability to sit quietly in a room alone. When you're single, you get to master that skill. You learn to enjoy your own company, to find joy in the simple act of being. And that's a gift that stays with you, no matter where life takes you. Building a life of purpose, here's the thing: staying single isn't about avoiding relationships. It's about choosing yourself, choosing to build a life that's so full of purpose, passion, and meaning that you don't need someone else to make it complete. Stoicism teaches us to live in accordance with nature, to focus on what's good and just and true. When you're single, you have the space to do that in a way that's unfiltered and uncompromising. Want to start a business? Go for it. Want to volunteer for a cause you care about? Nothing's stopping you. Want to travel the world, write a book, or learn to play the guitar? The single life gives you the freedom to chase those dreams without having to check in with anyone else. You're not splitting your energy between your goals and someone else's. You're all in on you, and here's the best part: when you live this way, you inspire others. You become a walking testament to what's possible when you embrace your own path. You show the world that happiness doesn't come from a relationship status, it comes from a life well lived. That's the Stoic way, that's the single way. Addressing the counterarguments now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what about love? What about companionship? Fair questions. Let's address them through a Stoic lens. The Stoics weren't against relationships. They were against anything that pulls you away from reason and virtue. If a relationship enhances your life, aligns with your values, and makes you a better person, that's awesome. But the key is, you don't need it. You're not incomplete without it. Staying single doesn't mean you're closing the door on love. It means you're choosing to prioritize yourself until the right connection comes along, if it ever does. And let's not kid ourselves, relationships can be messy. They can drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and pull you into drama. That's the opposite of Stoic calm. Staying single lets you sidestep that noise and focus on what's truly in your control, your own growth, your own peace, your own path. The single life as a Stoic triumph. So, where does this leave us? It leaves us standing tall, my friends. It leaves us with a life that's ours to shape, a mind that's ours to master, and a heart that's full without needing someone else to fill it. Staying single isn't a consolation prize, it's a choice, a bold, Stoic choice to live life on your own terms. It's about saying, I am enough, and meaning it. It's about building a life so rich, so purposeful, that you don't need a partner to make it complete. As we wrap up, let me leave you with one final thought. Picture yourself a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You've spent that time mastering your mind, chasing your dreams, and living with intention. You've faced life's challenges with Stoic resilience, and you've found joy in your own company. You're not waiting for someone to complete you. You're already whole. That's the power of staying single. That's the power of Stoicism. And that, my friends, is the best thing you can do for yourself. So go out there, embrace the single life, live with purpose, master your mind, and show the world what it looks like to be unapologetically, gloriously, stoically you.